Hello and welcome to Musings by Amit. The leaders of all nations are saying to their respective businesses that you should not lay off employees. But the question is, if the businesses were already in problem, if the businesses were already underwater, then are these businesses going to survive a lockdown that is happening in each and every country at present? Well, I doubt that that is going to happen. And we are already seeing a lot of news about layoffs. Even in India, the Prime Minister of our country has said businesses should not lay off employees. But there are already news about various businesses which are announcing layoffs of employees right as we speak. Now, this video is not about the statistics on layoff which is available in the public domain. This video is about one thing we can do. There is one thing that you and me and everyone who is impacted by this can do so that we can survive this crisis. And when I say survive this crisis, it is not that we have to survive just the pandemic. It is not that we have to just come on the other side of this pandemic, but it is about surviving this economic crisis that we are in, which may be impacting a lot of professionals. Now, you might be in a situation where you already feel that your company is going to lay off a lot of people. Maybe you are in that situation, or you may be in a situation that your company has already announced layoff and you already know that your name is in the list. Or you may be someone who is searching for a job, who does not have a job, who have just completed college or just become a bachelor or a master in some profession, and now you are looking for a job and suddenly this crisis came upon you where nobody is giving you an interview, nobody is calling you back. People are saying that once the lockdown is over, we will talk to you. Now, you may be any of these people, and believe me that you are not alone in this. A lot of people are impacted because of this. Thousands of businesses, millions of employees are already impacted because of this. So, we are going to talk about the one thing that we can do which will help us survive this pandemic. That is one thing, but after survival, it will keep us on track irrespective of what is our current situation. All of us know that the current situation is not that great. Nobody had expected that a small virus can shut down every small big business that is out there. Nobody had prepared for this. Even the best of the businesses had never prepared for this crisis where you had to shut down an entire company for many days to come. On the other side, as far as people are concerned, we were never prepared as professionals. I know a lot of professionals are used to a lifestyle where they are very dependent on their paycheck. Not only they are dependent on their paycheck, but there are several EMIs and other things, the loans they have taken, which was all based on the income that you were getting. Now, when the incoming flow is stopped for whatever reason, there is this challenge where you have to handle this situation where you don't know what you're going to do. But let me tell you one thing, even the tallest leaders today don't know what is going to happen. The prime ministers of country, the chief ministers of state, the presidents of various countries, the biggest of the business leaders at this moment don't know how things are going to turn out. So I am going to give you one thing that you can do, but for that you will have to watch this entire video, because unless I explain you the rest of the things, that one thing is not going to make any sense. The first thing we have to do is remove this fear. And the only reason to remove this fear that we have in our mind of what is going to happen is because when we are in fear, we lose our capacity to think properly. We cannot think about opportunities, we cannot think about things that we can do post this lockdown, we cannot think about changing our ways of working, changing our habits, or doing anything in wake of fear. And the best way to avoid all the fear is to watch news as less as possible. In fact, I have stopped watching the news on TV where they increase this fear by showing us the numbers every day and talking about all the problems that are happening in wake of this pandemic. But I don't go and watch the news where they drum up the fear, because that is the way in which the media works. You look at any news channel and every news channel feeds into your fears. So what we can do is we can stop watching this news which are coming on the TV, so that we can at least reduce the amount of fear we have. And what I want to do is I want to bring this fear to almost zero, because this fear is not going to take us from where we are to where we want to be. This fear is going to keep us stuck. This fear is going to keep us worried about the things and keep all the things in the same place. So let us reduce our fear, and as far as possible, let us eliminate our fear, because when we eliminate our fear, then we will start getting some solutions. And another reason for eliminating fear is because this is not your fault. Please understand that this situation we are in, we cannot blame it on ourselves. Even if you were laid off from your company, if there were 10 people and 2 people were laid off, and you are from these 2 people who are laid off, you cannot blame yourself. If you are an engineer, or if you are somebody who just passed out from college and you had an offer in hand and now the company is not responding to you, you cannot blame yourself. This is not your fault. This is something totally out of this world. I think in my 45 years, I've never seen such a thing happen. Yes, I have witnessed several riots during this period when certain areas of India were affected. I have witnessed a plague which happened in 1992 or 93 when I was in college. I have witnessed several floods, but those affected a very certain specific area, and that was a short period of time. What is happening today is at a large scale. It is affecting the entire world, and it is not your fault whatever is happening, even if you have been laid off from your job. I will say, don't blame yourself for whatever is happening. And also, don't think somebody is your enemy. Don't think that your country is your enemy. Don't think that your company is your enemy. Even if your company has laid you off, don't think that your boss is your enemy. Don't think your manager is your enemy. Okay, it can happen to anyone in this particular situation. I remember when I was working in a company, I was handling around 45 people who were directly reporting to me, and we used to have this annual appraisal, and at that point of time we used to identify some of the people on our team which we thought would not be required because of whatever reasons. And I used to always have trouble because I had built such a good relation with each and every employee. It was a small team of 45. So I always used to have a challenge, and my boss used to tell me, Amit, write the numbers from 1 to 45 and put the best employee that you need for your team at number 1, and keep on writing one by one all, and then at the bottom 4 ask yourself, can you let these people go? That is how all these decisions are made within a company. So your company is not your enemy, your boss is not your, at this moment there is only one enemy all of us have, and that is this virus, the coronavirus. There is no other enemy. In fact, I would suggest that keep a really good relation with your boss. If you are laid off, you have a discussion with your boss, your manager, and tell him that I can understand that this is a situation we are in. Tell him that in case you need my help, let me know. And that will put a really different impact on your boss, that when things clear up, and things are going to clear up, please know this very well, that Whenever there is a recession, whenever there is layoff because of recession, whenever there is layoff because of companies going down, the people who are laid off, within 3 months 60% of people get back another job, either with the same company or some other company, and the rest of the whatever 40% are remaining, the rest of up to 90% people get a job in the next 6 months. Okay, it's only the 10% who get stuck because of a layoff that they do not get a job back. But 90% of all people, when there is and there are several studies, you can go and research these studies and find out. But after a recession, when things open up, and believe me, when things open up, things will be better than what they are today. If a city gets burned down, and there is a story about Chicago city that getting burned down because of some reason, and I don't know the reason, but few people stayed back and they rebuilt the city. And when you rebuild that particular thing, that will be better than what it was before. So when something goes bad, when something goes down, when it comes back, when it resurrects, okay, if you think about a particular city, I'll talk about my own city, Surat city. Surat city was in 1991 or 92, I don't remember the year, but which had the highest effect of plague. And at that point of time, things change in Surat city. If you come today and see the city, you will feel it is one of the cleanest cities in India. And that was not there in 1992. Okay, so when some big problem comes up, when things lift up, when things become better, they are going to become much more better than what they are today. So I don't want you to make your boss, your company, or your manager your enemy. What I want you to do is, I want you to keep a cordial relation with those people. I want you to make sure that you don't leave that place bitter, even if you are in the worst situation possible. Okay, and I'm going to tell you exactly what we need to do in this time of crisis, which will help us to survive not just this crisis, but in any time of our life. If we face any other crisis, you will know what is this one thing to do. So before I tell you what is this one thing you need to do, think about all the dreams you had before the coronavirus hit you. Maybe you were preparing yourself for a higher paying job. Maybe you were thinking of increasing your income in some way. Maybe you were thinking of joining one of the best companies that you wanted to work for. Maybe you wanted to buy a bigger house. Maybe you wanted a bigger car. Maybe you wanted the best education for your children. Whatever those dreams were before this crisis hit, what were those dreams? So on 14th August 1991, I was supposed to join college. So me and my dad left our house in Mumbai to go to Pune by train. It was a rainy season. We did not know that at Kalyan station there was a very heavy rain, and beyond Kalyan station there was everything was flooded. Then finally it was announced that this particular train is cancelled and this train is not going to go beyond. The rain had stopped, the water was receding, but this train that we had caught was not going ahead. And then there was an announcement that another train which used to go from Mumbai to Bangalore, that particular train is going to go via Kalyan, and we boarded that train and continued the rest of the journey. Now, where were you going before this crisis hit you? And what I want you to do is, I want you to think about these dreams you had before the crisis. And I want you to remind yourself of these dreams. Because when you start reminding yourself of these dreams, when you come out of the crisis, you will be back on track. You will find other ways to achieve your dream. If you have lost your job, maybe you will find a better job. But if you forget this dream, if you remain in the fear, if you keep blaming yourself, if you create all these enemies in your mind, then you will not be able to focus on your dream. And what I want you to do is only one thing: keep focusing on your dream every day, even if it is for 5 minutes or 10 minutes of your time while you are in this crisis. Even if you don't have a job, even if you don't have your salary coming in, even if you are in the deepest of the crisis, do not leave your dreams. Because what will happen is that when you start thinking about this place where you are going, the destination where you are going, this is a temporary setback, just like the train journey we were having. Look, if you have made your fears zero, then you will start seeing a lot of opportunities. If you have stopped focusing on your enemies, if you have stopped thinking that your company is your enemy, your boss is your enemy, that means you have freed yourself from all the strings that were attached to these people. And now you are independent to think about yourself. Because think about this one thing: when the country comes back to normal, when the companies come back to normal, when your bosses, when your managers come back to normal, they will be on their way to whatever they were doing before this. But as far as we are concerned, we are individual people, and as an individual, you have to do things for yourself. Yes, your country can maybe give you a little bit of help while you are in this crisis. Maybe somebody can feed you, maybe somebody can give you money. But when the crisis is over, if you don't think for yourself, then it will be very difficult for you to survive after the crisis. And the best way to survive even beyond the crisis is to start thinking about your dreams. Start thinking what you can do now in this moment of crisis, which, when everything becomes normal, will help you. What is going to happen is you are going to be in the line first to be able to achieve your dreams if you have not forgotten those dreams. And to all those people who have forgotten their dreams, all those people who do not focus on this one dream that you had before this crisis started, they are going to face the worst of the crisis. So for you, the person who is watching this video, for you who wants to survive this crisis, for you who not only wants to survive this crisis but who wants to achieve your dreams, for you, I will say only one thing: every day remember your dreams. At least focus for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever time, on the kind of dreams you want to achieve. That is the destination where you are going. Even if you don't know how you're going to reach your destination, you wait for the time when everything clears up, and then you will automatically see that you will get opportunities which help you to achieve your dreams. But only if you remember all your dreams while you are in this moment of crisis. Let your dreams become more stronger, let your skills become more stronger, let your own personality become so strong that when you come out of this crisis, you are a totally new person. And when you go back, it is easy for you to not only survive but be successful beyond your dreams. And if you are a software engineer, then on this channel I have many videos, and one of the videos here you can see it gives you technologies that you can focus on, which will give you a high paying job. If your income was your dream, then you should watch this video so that you can achieve all your dreams. Thank you. Stay focused, stay rich.